Hello everyone, welcome to another Friday night at the Art House Studio. My name is Karen Ellis and I am going to be doing something that I'm a little nervous about doing live on a stream, but you know what? Such is life. Sometimes things work here, sometimes they don't. And yeah, TGIF, it's Karen Day. Thanks, Ranza. I appreciate that. Anyway, this Sunday, I am participating in something, weather permitting, called Paint the Grand. The Grand River is a river that runs right through the downtown core where my studio is in Galt, Ontario, which is part of Cambridge, Ontario, for those of you who don't know and know my address as Cambridge. And I'm debating whether or not I'm going to take my paints or if I want to take my pastels and do a pastel landscape. Now, I have done objects with my pastels. I have done people with my pastels, but I've never done a landscape because I am just not a landscape painter. However, this is going to be a huge challenge for me, and I have decided I will take it on. I might have to leave partway through, go get my acrylic paints, and go back and do it. But we'll just work with it. You never know. I'm glad you got the volume back cast. That's wonderful. Anyway, I've taken this picture off the internet. I don't know who took it. I wish I could give credit for it. I am going to paint this with my PanPastels. This is a picture of somewhere on the Grand River near to where I am. I figured this would be a good start, and if I can do it, then maybe I will challenge myself with doing the buildings and the downtown core here too later. But it's just, I'm more worried about these ripples. But hey, such is life, and I will try to work it. So, if you ever wanted to see Karen sweat, well, you can't see me, but Jen will laugh at me because I am very nervous about doing this on air. I am trusting you all not to laugh at me too loudly. Anyway, so PanPastels, I don't know how many of you out there are familiar with PanPastels. Here are my, now don't drool because I have the whole set. I have a class set here at the studio. Here they are. There are 80 colors in PanPastel. Pastel is a dry pigment that's bound together with a little bit of gum arabic that fits in these little cake pans. And you apply them with sponges, essentially. The soft tools is what they're called, S-O-F-F-T. And here's some used ones. That's what's all beside here. Okay, some knives and sponges. And that's how you apply the pigment. It's not like a soft pastel where it's like a crayon. So you have a few, but you haven't used them? You might soon. I love doing them. I have, actually, Jen, would you grab me a couple of examples of, we love whatever I do? Thanks. The pears would be good. For example, I painted some pears in a recent still life class that I did with PanPastels because I do teach how to use them here. I just never done any landscape. So here's one, for example, that I did. This is all painted with PanPastel, just with the sponge, just with the sponges and the pastel. It's all cool. I've done portraits that I started off with image transfers and done that. And I also took some classes down at Donna Downey Studios and did some really fun, great canvases there as well. And but they all had a focal point, an image, and it's all good. Anyway, I love it. I'm just going to play. We'll see what happens. And if I feel confident enough, I will use PanPastels at Paint the Grand on Sunday. So anyway, oh, I hope your video gets sorted out too. USTREAM, come on, be nice to us all. Is it way behind? Oh, Jen just told me, for those of you who are, okay, Jen just told me that we do have quite a lag today, as per usual, I guess. So if you do ask a question and it sounds like I'm not getting it right to you, I will answer it as soon as I see it come up, okay? All righty. Ting, ting, ting. First thing I'm going to do is I've taken this. This is a pastel board from Ampersand. This is the sand color. I don't know how many of you know much about it, but this has an undercoating, so I will have the base of the sand coming up through the pastel. And if you do take a class here at the studio, I'll explain all of that, but for USTREAM purposes, all you need to know is I happen to use sand. I kind of wanted those undertones for this picture, kind of like a natural one. It would be kind of cool if it was on white. It'd be kind of cool if it was on blue. I don't have blue. I only have one white left and I wanted to save it. So I'm using sand. It's all good. No matter what color you have underneath it, it is going to change the look of the PanPastel, the look of the pastel, because whatever the undertone color is what's going to come through, and it's going to highlight those pigments in that way. All right. Hopefully it's clear as mud. All right. So I do have a river, I do have some trees, and I have some rocks, and oh God, I can't believe I'm doing this. So I am just going to very loosely sketch with pencil, just kind of where I kind of see this river going. So I think it's kind of out there. I'm kind of rounded. There's the river. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'll lift it up. Maybe I'll do it darker just so you can see it too. Can you see that? So very loosely, this is where the river is going to be. And then I've got trees, and the trees kind of come down like this and then kind of go up like that, right? I shouldn't have that high. I think I'll do it this way. That's better. Sketching on it, you're not going to see it later. Does not matter. Done. Okay? So far, so good. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pastel and I am going to just place color all over my, this is an 8x10 by the way, 8x10 pastel board. I'm thinking I should probably focus in a little bit more for you, but I'm so afraid that I'm going to lose you again. I think if you guys are okay with this, I will keep it at this distance, but let me know if it becomes too much of a challenge. Maybe I'll start with blue because I have it in my hands, and I'm looking at the color. At this point, I'm just looking at color, what colors I should use to put on the boards. Hi, honey, how are you? So I am going to start with the sky and kind of go down just because that's what I'm going to do. No particular reason. And I'm going to take a soft sponge, and all I'm going to do, and I know you can see it a little bit in the camera, is I am going to take the flat side of my soft tool. There is a right side and a wrong side. If it's got the line down the middle, can you see that? It's a dirty one, but that's the side you don't want to use. You want to use it on the flat side where there's no lines. All right. So I'm just going to drag it into the pastel. See how easy it is, and look how much pigment I got on my sponge. And then I am going to just kind of go in and layer. I am going to grab a couple of different colors. This is the turquoise. This is the turquoise tint, turquoise shade, and the extra dark shade. All of my colors have been put into the trays so that you have the actual color. The tint row is the first row, the shade row comes after the color, and the extra dark row comes later. Okay, can you guys see that? There you go. So I'm going to be pulling shades and tints of all my colors and putting them on my sponges at the same time, and there we go, so you can see, and going in with that. There we go. Let me know if you have any questions, okay, guys? I'm just, this pastel board picks up the pigment really well. I'm going to go lighter down at the corner because it's lighter down near the tree line. So I grab more of the tint. I'm not worrying too much about my lines because this is just an interpretation, right? Because I'm certainly not going to be I'm certainly not going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be my abstract portrait of the landscape. How's that? There we go. So just placing it. See how I'm grabbing it and putting it down. Hardly any dust is created. That's one of the reasons why I love pan. All right. Who's drinking? I want some. I might need it tonight. All right. I just, in the chat, somebody just said about having a drink. Oh, I just read back. I used to, now you hang out with here on a Friday night and not at a liquor establishment. I get it. I'm honored. All right. Here we go. So grabbing some out, and I'm just placing that color. I want it a little lighter. I don't want it too dark, so I'll grab some up there. Grab some more of the color in the shade and brunch it through. And I will blend this in after. All right. Grab some more, just because I want to. Doodaloo. Hello, Darcy. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see you all on here. Okay, so now I've got that going. I am going to continue on with some blue, but instead of, I need it darker through here. You see my picture? It's almost like a purpley blue on one side, and then there's like the turquoises and where the light hits the river on this side. I'm going to kind of go with that. So bring that in. Let's get some other blues. There we go. Here's my blues. So I'm going to drag in some purpley blues here. What am I using right now? Ultramarine? Yes, ma'am. A little bit of the ultramarine and the ultramarine shade. And I'm just going in. So it's a lot of placing. It's not going to look like much for a while, but here it goes. Hi, music. Thunderstorms in Moncton. It's like raining in Canada, man. I think the entire country is raining. All right, so I'm just gonna I had a lot of trouble getting on tonight. I was very thankful you girls all stuck around. I'm adding a little bit of the violet because I know you can't see it very well, but there's some violet tinges in through the picture here. So I'm just going to grab that. It's all about color and mixing. Doesn't this look spiffy? Jen, seriously, look at this. It looks like a pile of caca.
It's in the ugly stages early.
It's in the ugly stages very early. Work through the uglies, Karen. Work through the uglies. I'm going to grab a little bit more of that. Anyway, can't blend the color if it's not there to blend. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I'm going to get into some deeper colors or darker colors, some more of the shades, so I can do the left side here, the side of the river that is in shadow. And so I'm taking some ultramarine extra dark, and I'm just going to go in there. And just kind of, again, I'm placing it on. There's a little streak through there. Are you thinking, what? You thinking tornado? What are you talking about, tornado? And Ontario grandkids in Calgary? I don't understand the question, music. And I think that is the extra dark shade of, yep, phthalo blue. My really dark parts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I hope not. Oh, no, I'm doing this. I guess because I just did the one section here. Gotcha. Inspire me And I've got some of the darker colors over here and over here. And I gotta do in some rock soon, but good heavens. Getting some blues and some purples. And lots and lots and lots of colors in here. I want to bring that through. I'm just going to keep adding color, all kinds of different shades of colors. All right, and I'm just going to start to blend this in a little bit just so that I can see where I'm at. I'm really worried about this ripple situation, but we'll get it going. Just kind of blending it. A little darker up through here. I have a feeling I'm going to be going acrylic. Just saying. It's all good though. Now there's like lines of it. So I think I'm just going to start doing lines. That's looking a little more ripply, and I haven't done anything else there, so that's okay. It's also like some browns in there because you can see the rocks coming up through a little bit, so I think I might grab a little bit. And they kind of go like that. You can run. Hello, hello. All right, hold on one sec. I just got a little bit of water on some paper towels. I just want to pick up this pastel that I painted on my... I just brushed it right on my table. Oops. Oh, reach. It's pretty cool, let me tell you. I love having all the colors. All right. I'm not going to blend the sky in yet. Oh, the three you don't have. Eileen, you're funny. Okay. I do need to do some greens in here too. So hold on one second. You can clean these soft sponges, everybody, if you want. These are clean. There's no pastel coming off on the tissue. But where I was using them on here, you see how it's on there? If you want to clean them, then you just kind of brush it off on a dry piece of paper towel until you don't get any more pigment come off onto it. I typically keep sponges just like I do with my ink pads and my blending tools. I'll keep a sponge for my blues, a sponge for my reds, a sponge for my yellows, and kind of keep it all handy-dandy. Reminds me, what was that? That reminds her of her makeup set, weird colors and tons of it. Oh, jeez, here we go. All right, so I do have bits of like yellow greens in with some darker shades of it. I'm thinking I might use that so I can tell you what I'm using. The chromium oxide green and the bright yellow greens together, and we'll see what happens here. Okay. Are they expensive, the pastels? They can be. If you buy them separately, they're $6.99 a piece, or you can buy a full set for like $500. There's 80 of them. All depends on how you're going to use it. You can get away. Here's a 411. Okay. I mentioned that I had the colors in the second row here. Okay. These are the colors. Here we are. Like these. These are the colors. If you have the colors and a white and a black, you can do all of these shades. And what I'm going to say to you is, this is a phthalo blue. I think that's phthalo, or is that? Yes, it is. This is the phthalo blue shade. Sorry, tint. This color is, you get this color by adding white to this color. If you add black to this color, you will get the shade. And if you add more black to it, you will get the extra dark shade. Okay, so you can get all the colors just by all of the shades and tints that are here by just getting the colors in the white and the black. The trick becomes, if you start using a tint or a shade more and more often, to get this, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a Friday evening. Consistency, a consistency in the color, then you'll want to actually get it. But if you're just kind of going with it, just kind of going with it. They're not like a chalk pastel. No. They're very, 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 very high pigment content. It's just like a dry paint. Okay, so does that help? I hope that helps. All right. So I had some up here. And it kind of went down. I'm grabbing some of that yellow green so it's lighter. It is on the sand, so it's going to take on those. It's not going to be the same crisp quality, but it's still there. I can still see it. And then I'm going to take that bright yellow green and that chromium oxide, is what I said. Yep, green. And I am going to go down here and start adding some in here as well. And I'm just placing color. In that case, Karen, send me the whole set to try. All right. You send me the $500. Happy to send it to you. All right. So I am just going to put some color down. I'm grabbing my shades and my tints, and I am going to go in and add more. This is just my first base. Getting some color on there. Jay's kind of funny tonight. Oh, all right. Oh, da, 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 da. I'm just going to grab a little bit of a darker shade of that bright yellow green and do up through here. And that's okay. I'll send a check for $20.90. Yeah, we'll get right on that. So this is where I'm going to start to blend it in a little bit to the side. Now I've got a lot of work to do in through here. Shadow, 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 shadow. I got a little bit of purple up here too. A little bit of brown. What you doing, Jet? Oh, you're making sure it's all there. Now, somebody from PanPastel is watching this. They're probably cringing at my technique, but you know what? I'm just kind of trying to place it. I hope I'm doing it justice here. It's not often I sketch something out and go for it. I do love the pigment though. Absolutely adore it. And I will reiterate, I am not a landscape artist. I am an abstract girl. So this is way out of my box. Okay, way. Hope you appreciate it. I'm just kidding. But not really. So I just grabbed a little bit of, which green is that one? That's a phthalo green. Just because there's some different colors of green in through here, and I'm just gonna add that richer, and this is the extra dark one. I don't know if you can see that. See, it doesn't look too bad, does it? It's getting there. Starting to see landscape. Please say yes. I do feel more like an artist using PanPastel than I do with any other. I feel more I feel more confident trying a new genre with this. Isn't that wild? I don't know why. I'm an acrylic girl. Yeah. I just love these. I need it over here. See, I'm just kind of layering the color where I see the color. Whoa, and I actually see little bits of green down in here, and where the water, probably a reflection of a combination of the trees and moss on rocks or something. Maybe it's a little, I might have to change that color out, but I still got rocks to do in here, so we'll deal with that in a bit. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the lighter, almost like the yellow-green tint in through this area here. And I'm going to do it in this area here too. Place. Who knew? I'm painting with a sponge. If I send them to you, Jay, you can make beautiful portraits with them, just in case people from PanPastel are watching. Got it. PanPastel, Jay would love to play and make beautiful portraits. Oh, gosh. So I'm adding some of that. Had a little bit of dust there. That's pretty good, I tell you. Not a whole lot. I've used the pastels, the chalk pastels before, and I've had dust everywhere. But you don't see that around here, do you? It's very cool. I really like the stuff. Can you tell? I need you to play with it more and more. Do girls become lovers? No need to mothers. To your daughters too. Better watch out. I get snagged again. And I do need some shade in here. Same thing that I'm looking at those rocks going, dear Lord, how am I going to do them? Hi, Annette. How are you? If I know anyone at PanPastel, I would pass your name along and maybe you could. Thank you. Runs to mail. You guys are fantastic. Hello, Vagabond. How are you? So I'm just kind of putting some trees in here now into my landscape. Wishing they were pine trees and not deciduous. Then I wouldn't have to deal with leaves. You're dying to try PanPastels, but you just bought gelato. Well, watercolor, pastel, I don't know, they're very similar. Ben just giggled. Alrighty, I'm going to grab some. This is the phyllo again. Oh, chromium oxide green is now on my palette, and the shade of it. And I'm just filling in that space. And I just grabbed all three, the shade, the extra dark, and the color. And I need to go back in and grab the extra dark. I'm grabbing the extra dark in both the phyllo, which is like a bluey green, and that chrome oxide green. And I'm just going to go up the side because you see it's much darker through here. So I'm going up with my shades. It's looking close to the picture. Oh, I love you. Dream, love, peace. Oh, I didn't see you come on. Hello. Watercolor is fantastic, but PanPastel is a dry paint. Just think of it as a dry paint. No dry time. Today, we are not going to watch paint dry. That's kind of novel in itself, isn't it, everyone? So again, I'm doing the extra dark shades of the chromium oxide and the phyllo green. To try, and I might add some black in here at this point. Just a little bit. Actually, instead of the black, I think I'll use, it's more of a brownie. I think I'll use the raw umber extra dark. And I am going to switch my brush here for a sec, or my sponge. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, if you want to clean your sponges, you just take paper towel and rub it until it comes off. You can wash them, but I caution you on that because you have to be careful. Hold up. I did have a bit of dust. You have to be careful because they are such a densely made sponge that if you don't let them dry at least 24 hours or more, I would recommend more, before you put them in a container, they could mold on you. So, Karen, I have to say you were thought of when I spent my coupon on birthday gifts. Ah, there you go. I'm glad I was thought of, Ransa. Those things have been selling really well here. Buying Montana markers and Frisket film. They've been selling really well here in the studio too. I love them. Fantastic. I'm glad you are liking. So I'm just kind of adding that. What did I call it? Raw umber? I think it's raw umber. Yep. So like a brownie, dark brownie black. Oh, I'm glad you found your volume control, hon. So I'm going in and adding in that dark shadow bits. There we go. Oh, I'm starting to like this. I'm getting more comfortable with it. Thank you, guys. I think I had a little bit too much of the raw umber on my sponge, which is why I'm creating the dust. I don't have to have that much on there because I just got a little bit more. Okay, note to self, stay out of that. Use what's on my sponge. And I've got to get some in through here. Remember I said I needed there we go, a little dark. Ta-da! And And I need it up through here. Just a little. There you go. A little up through here. Actually, I think I want to use the green extra dark phthalo and chromium oxide through here, just right through here. This area is what I'm doing, right? And I'll take some of that and go in through here now. There we go. See? It's getting there. How's it coming? Can you mix PanPastel with other mediums? Corley, that's a very good question. I'm not sure if I'm going to answer your question properly. You can put it on other mediums. Golden's grounds and bead gels and molding pastes and all of that suck this stuff up, and it's beautiful. You can get different textures and things on that. I know people have used it before with their encaustic work, so they'll brush it onto their encaustic and use it. I'm not so much because it's not really a powder, so you can't really mix it. Awesome. Oh, where are you? Dream Love Peace 12. Tornadoes heading my way. Where are you? Oh my goodness. It's very impressionistic. That was what I was going for. Actually, yeah. Well, you know that I am going to do something that's a little bit abstract or impressionistic, so it's not going to be exact. But I hope that answered your question, hon. I'm going to take a little bit of Payne's Gray. I think I might do it with hold on one second here. I think I need in here. Okay, my greens. I'm going to take my knife. Just going to see if I need another. Hold on. I'm looking for my flat knife. There's one. And I am going to put this. Minnesota. Ah, goodness gracious. Well, stay safe. I know what it's like. I've been in them before myself. You can mix it. Yeah, absolutely. Then add it on top of your acrylic paints. Add it on top. Add it to, I had a lovely lady in here. If you guys saw on my website, did you see that gorgeous silks painting that Stephanie brought into the studio to show me that was based on my plastered luminescence class? I posted it on Facebook and on my blog. It's absolutely stunning. And she did the acrylic silks, and before she put the leveling paste all over her canvas, she did touches of PanPastel in the flowers and in different places just to give that texture and that little punch. So absolutely you can. It goes everywhere. It's dry pigment. Dry pigment. All right, so I'm going to take some. I'm just going to see about. Actually, I think I did that the wrong way, but that's okay. These are the grays, and I'm just kind of doing that line that's across there. I just want to kind of flick it a little bit. It's going to be hard to see from where I'm at, but I'm going to take the tints of those grays too and go through there. All right. And up through here. There we go. I see a little line right down in here, this area. I think maybe I'll do that then too. Maybe not so much. Oh, well, I'll blend it in with something else later. Adding a little bit of definition anyways, right? That's what we want to do. There, nice little pressy. That is correct, Phoebe. I am doing a painting with PanPastel. This is the grays. So I think I'm gonna do, I think before I get any further into this, I want to change this, I don't want it so turquoise. I want to add a little bit of, is it phthalo blue? It is. Of that tint and move it in. And I'm just gonna blend it. It's just starting to bug me a little bit. There we go. That's nicer. And I'm going the direction, I don't know if you guys can see very well on this picture, I'm going this way, the direction of the clouds, direction of the movement. Anyway, we'll see. See how that goes. I'm liking that better. You see that? Kind of like that. I think that's pretty wild. Look at all the color in there. I always feel like an artist. I've said that now how many times? You're watching this whole thing on the record. You're like, yeah, Karen, we know. You feel like an artist when you paint with pastel. The sky looks great. Awesome. I will add some other things in there, but I'm kind of liking it. Wonderful. Thank you. I am going to go back and I had some browns on there, which I liked, but I'm just going to add some more blue. Yep, I kind of like that brown, and I am going to go back in with the shades of the blues and just kind of make my lines. I'm going to try to hopefully ripple this a little bit. And now my shades to darken it on the side. I need to go darker through here, like it's darker over there, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do that, which I like the purples in it. It's actually not turning out too bad. I can tell it's a river and a sky and some foliage. We're good. Jen's not even looking. I think she's trying to being very afraid. Oh, are you watching?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, she just clicked to the screen. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to get a little bit of the Payne's Gray in through here too. And again, whoops. Nice. Well, that's okay. All right. I'll rip. Oh, can't do that with the green. That would not be good. All right. How am I going to do the rocks? Well, I guess just like anything else, color placement. Place the color in there and then go with it. And then hope it looks like a rock later. Well, now Jen's really laughing at me. Phoebe says hi and then she smiled.
Hi, Phoebe.
Yes, I plan on adding the rocks. Definitely, definitely, definitely. I'm scared of the rocks. I'm scared, I tell you. Petrified. Absolutely petrified. Okay. I'm thinking I need to use these colors through here. And they are respectively burnt sienna, raw umber, and Payne's Gray tint. These right through here. Make sense? Makes sense. All right, so start placing it. I think because of the size of it, I might just use my, I just might use my knife. Ugh. Put the condom back on. Hold on. And yes, I said condom. Because that's pretty much how you put it on. you, 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 you take it out of the package very carefully. And then you roll it over the edge of it, hoping it doesn't break. Yes, it's very much a condom. Oh. All right. I think that's enough of that. Okay. So I'm just going to go in here with those colors I mentioned. And I'm using the tints. Payne's Gray tint, Raw Sienna, and Burnt Umber tint. Thank God the 5-year-old doesn't get it. Oh, hi, 5-year-old. I sound like I have lots of experience. Well, if you don't, there's an issue. Oh, sorry. I love you guys, seriously. And there's a larger rock there. And then there's lots of little ones. So I think maybe as I'm doing this, I might want to, okay, I'm going to go in with the colors, the Payne's Gray, the Burnt Umber, and the Burnt Sienna, and go in and then go over it. Da la la, la la la. And we're impressionist, right? On the top of the world. And then there's some up here. And then there's a little bit over on the other side, although not much. Here we are. Okay, so that's where I'm putting my rock. And I gotta go in a little bit more. La la la. All right, now I can go in with the lighter colors. Hello, how are you, Brenda? Da 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 da. Hold on one second, everybody. I'm just gonna. La la la. All right, so I'm back in with the tints. Payne's Gray tint, Burnt Umber, and Raw Sienna tint. And I'm going to put in those lighter rocks here. I think I kind of have to come over a little further with those, but that's okay. Oh, you got your boobs smushed. Well, we went from condom talk to boob smushing. Oh, 5-year-old. And I trust everything will work out and be beautiful. Great pictures taken. Not have to redo them. All right, kind of liking that, but I think I want to add a little bit more white. Oh, I need to go up. Again, I'm working with the Raw Sienna tint, Payne's Gray tint. and raw sienna tint. Yes. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Yes, we're PanPasteling today. PanPasteling. La, 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 la. The clouds away from you. I need to make it a little darker through there though, because it's not quite as bright in the shadowed area of this picture. See that? So I think I gotta do that now. Oh, no embarrassment. No embarrassment at all, darling. So I'm gonna take the shade of the, what is that? Raw umber? Yes, it is. Raw umber shade. And I am gonna go in through here too. Just darken that a little bit. Yeah, Jay's in here somewhere. All right, so I'm gonna need to get a little darker through this area right here. And I'm going back and forth with what color to do that with, because I don't want it to be brown. Well, it kind of is. It's more of maybe a Payne's gray. We'll do Payne's gray. See what happens there. Let's see what this looks gray. Woo, that's gray. Woo, look at that. Lots on there. You did nothing unless you had your boobs squished too today. Jay just answered, by the way, for those of you who are watching the recording. Is there any way to get rid of the commercials? Coralie, you can do an AdBlock Plus. I know Chrome has that if you have Chrome installed. Otherwise, you can pay to have USTREAM not give you them. It's just kind of the way it is. I wish it was another way. But if you have AdBlock, if you have Google Chrome, then just download, which just takes 2 seconds, AdBlock Plus, and you won't get them anymore. I think I'm going to do that Payne's Gray shade and add in some of the blue. I think it's a phthalo blue shade as well, so that I do get more of a blue-gray. Hold on. I'm starting to get there we go. Goodbye. La, 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 la. And I do need to put those ripples in again. And I do need to do this again. This area right through here, this darker area. Okay, kind of like that. It brought that shape back in it again, didn't it? So this isn't bad. I've been doing this for an hour and look how far I've gotten. I have to love PanPastel. I'm telling you, I feel like an artiste whenever I do it. So I've got some of the shade of the Payne's Gray and the blue, the phthalo blue. It's the extra darks I'm using right now. And then I'm going to go under a couple of these rocks through here. I'm going under the rocks. And I think that's the color I want. I'm glad I did that. Awesome. And I'm just kind of taking the edge of the sponge with the same colors, and I'm just kind of jiggly wiggling it through here. How's that for an artistic definition? I'm jiggly wiggling. I'm sure there's a landscape artist out there who could show me a better way to do this, though. But that's not, once I get the definition of the rocks in there, that's coming along okay. Can you tell that's what it is? Please say you can tell what that is. All right, Payne's Gray and Extra Dark Tint. I'm still working with that, and I'm just kind of putting in some lines, very, very little bit, but just little streaks, just to kind of mimic what's happening in here. And I think I might take my knife and do that now. So I'm just kind of tapping it into both of those same colors I just talked about, and I'm just gonna I have to add some darker, there's like little rocks out through here, so hold on. And then there's a couple of little ones, and I'm using, what is that? Neutral gray. Yay! I'm starting to get to know my colors. Neutral gray.
You test on that.
There's a test. Yeah, I should make them do a test. And what colors did Karen do today? Oh, hello. Oh, I'm sorry you keep getting booted. I'm adding a little bit of that gray, that extra dark neutral gray up in through the foliage here. All right. And again, I'm just kind of looking on my picture, wherever it's got like a lot of shadow, gray, I'm just kind of going in. So here we are. Can you see that? It's kind of fun. Is that a canvas board I'm working on? Yeah, it's a pastel board, Nathala. I need to add some lighter color through here to bring out this area again, but this is starting to look nice. You're going to do fine doing it. Thank you, Jillian. Lonely nights. And I've got some purples up here too for little flowers. I got to add those in. That'll be fun. All right, so let me get some. Where's my blues? I am going to add a tint of the phthalo blue with some white, I think, maybe. Make it like an extra light tint. How's that? All right. Hello, Cookie. How are you? Nice to see you. Oop, too late, too late, too late. Oh, wasn't that in? Ooh, not light enough. I'm amusing myself over here. Isn't that what it's all about? And I'm just kind of squiggling it on, quasi blending it, but I shouldn't really blend it as I go. I should just let it go. But that's okay. Well, what did the shark in the water chasing the swimmer? Good heavens. But of course I said your name. Okay. So I'm just kind of trying to get this lighter area through here. That's what I'm doing for those of you who are just turning in. Using PanPastel. This is my test. Trying to decide if I want to use pastel this weekend for the Paint the Grand. Just blending that out a little bit. Not quite what I was looking for. I liked it before. This area through here, I liked it before. Now that I've got the blue on there, I don't like it anymore. Well, have a great dinner, Marilyn. Thank you for joining us. Okay. All right, so I'm taking the phthalo blues, the extra dark, and the shade, and putting that in. That's making me happier. Just that little touch of blue. And I think I need a little touch of purple. Sounds strange, I know, but I see purples in there too. There we go. Zippy flop, 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 flop. Okay. And speaking of purple, there's like violet little specks in there. I think I might put them in. I'm just going to use the tip of this tool here and just kind of put them in. Little violet little tips. Maybe I'll throw a little bit of magenta tint in there too to make it a little pinkier in a section. And then I'm going back in and doing the darker one. There we go. For those of you wondering, I'm kind of doing this little section right here. You see that? There you go. What do you think? Is it okay?
It looks like it.
Does?
It does.
Good Lord. All right. Cha-ching, cha-chung. Cha-ching, cha-chung. Kind of playing with it now. I could be playing with that all day. All right, I'm just going to wash my hands real quick. Take a peek. And go with it. Doesn't look too bad, does it? I could get used to it. All right. keep coming back and seeing more things. I need to get some more yellow on the hair. Hey, Jay, no disrespecting the beaver. La 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 la. La, la. Oh, good heavens. Do your pencil thing. Do you pencil in anything before the pastel? Stephanie, I did like a very rough, this is where my river's going to be, this is where my trees are going to be, very, very, very rough. That is all I did for this. I'm trying to pretend that I'm sitting along the side of the river, I guess in this case in it, like I'm fly fishing. I'm right here. And sketching it that way because that's how I'm going to be doing it on Sunday. And I'm just trying to decide if I want to use pastel for that event or if I want to go to my true and trusted acrylic paints, which I know very well. All right, so I think at this point I'm going to start filling in some details because I got a whole lot of color on there. You can see all of that. Look at all the color, all the shading. It does look kind of neat in the camera, actually. It's kind of wild, actually. Thank you, Cass. All right. All right, so I think maybe I will take, I'm going to move these pastels out of the way a little bit. And I have some pencils, and I have some, I've been using the Faber-Castell soft pastels. Here they are. Beauty. So I think I'll go in and use some of these as well for some highlights. I have some pastel pencils. These are also Faber-Castell for the most part. I think one is a Stabilo. That's a charcoal. Don't need that. Is that a Stabilo? Yep. These are Faber-Castell. There's another Faber-Castell. Good, white, yay. And I think I'm just going to go in and just kind of do some little markings. And I know this is going to be really hard for you to see in the camera, but I will show you in just a minute. Trust me, I will show you. I don't think Jay's going to trust me though. So I'm just kind of sketching in the highlights for these rocks. I'll show you the steps. Oh, yeah. Hey, can you see where I've kind of sketched it in very, very loosely? You is fancy. Look at all the colors. I is fancy. Hey, if you got them, use them, baby. Hold on, see if we can get that. This one, which one is this color? It's a number. Oh well, it's that color. I couldn't do it. I'm doing the same thing, just kind of going in and doing like a just kind of sketching it. I'm gonna have to do something over here with these because I'm not liking these rocks. I'm gonna have to go back in, but I have to go back in with some, actually, why don't I do it right now while I'm thinking about it. I've got my rounded knife here, and I'm gonna go in with the tints that I used over here before, and Payne's Gray in particular. The tints. That helped a little bit, but not enough. Pastel boards exist, absolutely, as do pastel papers. Pastel papers are fantastic as well, with a variety of color backgrounds. Remember, I started on the sand color. I just want to, I'm just kind of sketching very loosely in some tree branches. You see? Tree branches, very loosely. And there's a whole lot of trees over here. I don't know if you can see this. It's got a different color in through here. I didn't do that yet. I should do that. It's almost like a red. So I'm going to take this red iron oxide. Is that what that is? Yep. And I am going to take a little bit of the shade and a little bit of the tint all at the same time. And just kind of go up the side here. Right up in there. There we go. That looks better. Is there any other place that is? Look, that little, I think it's right around this ridge here too. Sometimes it matters, sometimes. There. There we go. Is there any over here? I'm looking for the same color. Not really. A little bit over here. Not much though. Oh, Jen's hanging my art houses. I got a couple more art houses in the studio. I'll post them on the website this week. There. That's better. Okay. It's like a special paper for pastel paper. Yes. It's got a bit of a tooth on it so that you can do it with pastel or charcoal or any kind of pencil media. Works really well on. That is what it is. Okay, so I need a little bit more down here. And I want different shades of these pencils going in. Sometimes it lasts a lot, sometimes it's instead. Something like this, worries and cares. I'm just not sure how I'm going to do the foliage. The more precise we get, the less I want to do it. Just saying. Actually, I kind of like that for the rocks. You see that? It's getting there. It'll be too smooth for that, yeah. She said, I'll just grab some computer paper. Nope. I'm just gonna, it's not picking up much, but it's picking up a little. Jen, how am I gonna do the foliage? Here's my picture again. How am I doing? See that? Mm-hmm. Right? This was showing Jen. There's some trees here with hardly any foliage on them, and I'm just trying to put some of that in it. See? So I think this is just a very abstract landscape, impressionist. Is that what we're calling it? I don't have a green. I think I'm putting in some of the little ripplies with the pencil. Very, very lightly. You see that? Very lightly. Does it look like it's at least ripply? Oh no, Stephanie, USTREAM should not boot you. No, we don't want that. All right. LAX. Just kind of going with what's there and hoping that I'm getting it close. There we go. Wow, that's kind of fun. It's my black. So your hands up. Like that, moving your hips like that. Oh, all right. All right, guys. Thoughts? Sorry, I'm just kind of lifting it up so I can see it. Jay, I think you're right. Easier to get the right things to get a better result. You're choosy with. You will end up doing it twice with stuff that you shouldn't be using it with than if you just went and invested the right thing. Just saying. One medium is cool. You're all right with it. All right, I'm just going to get a little bit darker through here, and then I think I am going, oh, and maybe through here. All right. Just don't know how I want to get the foliage in here. It's driving me crazy. I have to figure out in my brain if that doesn't do squigglies like I just did. Okay, cool. Hold on. Focus, camera, focus. There, see the foliage? I don't know how I'm going to do that other than squigglies. I guess I'm going to have to squiggle. All right, and I wanted to get some. Yeah. I'm going back to the dark greens, and I am going to throw in a little bit of the brown shades too. Tints, shades, whatever. I'm getting too many. I'm trying to tell you all the colors, and I'm getting confused. But I'm also getting a lot of pastel on this board to the point where it's not accepting it as readily as it did in the beginning. It sticks, as long as there's something for it to stick to, there's tooth to it, you're gonna go. But I've got a lot of pastel on here. It's actually looking pretty good though. Trying to figure out what the bushes are, I have no clue. I'll show you one more time, and then I think I'll try my squiggles. There you go. All right. I'm shopping. I'm gonna get the greens. Because I don't have the greens open. Oh, and look, there's blues in it too. Just what I needed. Ugh. Okay. Oh, sorry. They will unless you you can fix it, and I will be fixing this. So it won't transfer. It'll be okay. Oh, what's your idea? You have an idea of what color, what type of bush that is? Is that what your idea is? I am squiggling. There you go, Ethel. I'm squiggle just for you. And then I'll go in with some shading and squiggle, 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 squiggle. Pointy little leaves. I was thinking they were fluffy. No, they're not fluffy like our hydrangeas. They're pointy. That's too blue. What am I doing? I think I liked it more abstract. All right, hold on. I'll show you in a minute. So you're off topic with your plant talk. No worries. It's all good. Okay, going back over here, and I'm grabbing some shades. And I'm going in. Because I've scratched it in a little bit, the undertone will be there. At least that's what I'm really hoping. That as I place this pastel, you'll be able to see the scratches underneath. At least that's the plan. Whether that plan happens or not is a whole other story. Tonight. And you see? Thank you. I just need to change those squiggles. and bring some of that out, which I am. Bring it out into the rock a little bit because it kind of goes into it. Squiggle, squiggle, rah, rah, rah. Thank you. I'm not sweating details. See? Oh no, I don't want it to stall on you. And I'm just gonna it's all good. And I'm thinking I kind of like it. All right. Pretty coolio. Let's see. It's pretty close, isn't it? Ho, 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 ho. Who knew? All right, I just might take my pastels with me down to the waterfront. I'm just kind of looking to see right now if there's something else I want to add to that. I need a little bit of there. There. Kind of cool. I should put this in a frame and see what it looks like. I must have a frame around here somewhere. I know I have a white frame, but that's not going to go very well with it. Doo-doo-doo. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the record. I'll stay online for those of you who are with me live right now for a moment in the chat. But I am going to stop the record. And thank you very much for joining me. I might do a couple of touchies. You never know. Touchy here, touchy there. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy. There you go. And yeah, pretty cool. So I will take a photo of this and post it on my website, thearthousestudio.ca, and link to the USTREAM feed. I always upload these to YouTube as long as it's going to allow me. And you can see them from there that way. But thank you so much for joining me. And I'm just trying to think. I should be here next Friday as well. So we'll see you next Friday. Thanks again. And have fun. And if you play with PanPastels, I want to see, okay? See you, everybody.